Hello YouTube, this is Johnny Ohm. As some of you may have heard by the last video I posted, I am now a member of the Rock Band Road Crew. As such, I want to get you all hyped up for Rock Band, so I'm going to do that today with a top 10 list of how to be awesome at Rock Band. Number 10. Find an instrument peripheral that you're comfortable with. Just like a player on a real guitar might have a particular model or make that they're most comfortable using, so too does this apply to rhythm games, namely Guitar Hero and Rock Band. For example, I'm a PlayStation 3 player, and quite frankly, I never really got that comfortable with either of these controllers, nor that much with the Rock Band controller. So here's what I did. I took the PS2 Guitar Hero 2 guitar, and I bought myself one of these, an Ant Commando's PS2 to PS3 adapter, which unfortunately they don't make anymore. But the fact of the matter is, I felt most comfortable playing with this guitar, so I found a way to make it work on PlayStation 3 and do my best playing. And while Rock Band 4 would support a lot of legacy PS3 instruments, I don't know if this'll count, so I might be in trouble here. Anyway, on to number 9. Experiment with lag calibration. Ordinarily, if I had a tip regarding lag calibration, my suggestion would be play on a regular TV with regular AV cables. Rock Band doesn't need to be in HD, you just need to be able to play it well. However, Rock Band 4 is coming out for next generation consoles, which doesn't have regular AV cables, and as a direct result of that, you're going to have to get used to calibrating lag. Every high definition TV is different, so experiment. Find the calibration that works best for you. And once you find that, you can no longer blame the TV if you suck. Number 8. Vocal warm-ups. If you properly warm up your voice before a Rock Band session, you can probably increase the endurance of your voice and probably how good the voice sounds as you're singing. It might be something simple like going from low notes to high notes, or even better, if you're a member of your high school choir or something, you'll probably have learned some really good vocal techniques to keep your voice warmed up and ready to go. Number 7. Broaden your horizons by playing other instruments. I almost didn't put this one on the list because most Rock Band players I know are at least open to trying every instrument, even though they might be particularly good at some and not very good at all at others. I think this tip is particularly important because every instrument is its own dimension to the whole Rock Band experience, and you gain a greater understanding of that experience if you know at least a little bit how to play every instrument. Number 6. Activate your overdrive together to get the maximum score possible. Most of you are probably already familiar with overdrive. It's that thing you activate that makes your note highway glow and suddenly you start getting double the points for all the notes you hit. Or it's something you activate when one of your bandmates is sucking and you have to save them. When you activate overdrive in multiplayer, it not only gives a bonus to the notes that you're playing, but it gives a bonus to the entire band. And when you have a band that activates overdrive together, that multiplier can really push your high score to new limits. Since the drummer has to wait for a drum fill to activate their overdrive, you should time your overdrive activation to the same time they activate theirs. Number 5 is a tip exclusively for guitar players. When you're on Hard or Expert, especially when you're learning Hard or Expert, you should move your fingers to the red, yellow, blue, and orange keys instead of the green, red, yellow, blue. Because you'll find that not only is reaching back to green easier than reaching your pinky to orange, but since orange is a new note in this process, you'll find that having your pinky on it at all times is a very good way to get used to hitting them. Number 4. Develop a sense of rhythm. This is something that's especially important to bassists and drummers because they are responsible for playing the instruments that, for most songs, are responsible for keeping the beat that the other instruments have to follow. There are a few different ways you can really start to get rhythm to be second nature. For me, it happened just because I played this game for years and I got so used to hearing music on it and keeping time with the notes that it just naturally developed in me. The better rhythm you have, the better you'll be at Rock Band. Number 3. When you're playing Rock Band, always push the boundaries of your capabilities. Though the process of learning a real instrument is much more involved, more complicated, and more difficult, learning Rock Band has some of the same principles, because the fact of the matter is there are several techniques that you have to get used to doing. I'm not saying to jump from easy to expert on anything, but once you feel you're in a position where you're comfortable with the way you're playing, you think, at the level that I'm currently at, I am pretty dang good. Then try to kick it up a notch. Maybe go to the next difficulty tier, but stay on the difficulty that you're used to. Maybe you could jump to medium and just try on the really easy songs, but always push your boundaries. You can take baby steps if you have to, but the fact that you're making progress and slowly over time you're getting better, it is a very satisfying feeling. Number 2, use your overdrive wisely. Overdrive has 2 purposes. 1, it doubles the multiplier of your score, allowing you to get more points. And 2, in multiplayer, it can either save a bandmate that has been failed out of the song, or it can take a bandmate who's not doing very well and bring their position on the crowd meter back up. The key is knowing when to use this feature and how to use it. If you know there's a section where there's a lot of notes coming up that you know you can hit, especially if it's a guitar solo or there's a bunch of chords in a row, use overdrive to really push your score up. In single or in multiplayer, if there's a difficult section that you know you're not good at, or maybe one of your bandmates has a really difficult guitar or drum solo that they're not going to play very well, it's a good idea to use overdrive to help them out, or they can activate it to help themselves. The better you get at the game, the more you can just use overdrive to help your score. And my number 1 tip on how to be awesome at Rock Band: practice. Play the game a lot. Because the fact of the matter is, the only way you can get better at something is by doing it over and over again. Eventually, it'll become like clockwork. I got Guitar Hero for Christmas one year, and after playing for several months, I made my way up to expert. And from there, it's mostly been an upward incline for me just continuing to get better and better at the game. And I have one final tip for you. The tips thus far have all been about becoming more skilled at Rock Band. That's what I decided to focus on for this list. But the most important tip of all is to enjoy yourself. Rock Band is an amazing game. It's a great social experience. It's a great way to party with your friends. So even if you have a feeling like you want to get really good on the game, you want to play on expert, you want to show off to all your friends how awesome you are, great. Just make sure you're having fun doing it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you're all looking forward to Rock Band 4 as much as I am.